What's up, everyone? Nate here, and I'm back with another Out of the Theater review. Now, this week, I went to check out A24’s latest, which is a movie called Heretic. It stars Hugh Grant, and I'm going to give you my 2 cents on this horror film. Before I do, if you would, please consider subscribing to the channel if you're not already, and hit the bell icon. That way you get notified every time new videos drop. If you could leave me a thumbs up down below and leave me a comment. Is this a movie that you are interested in seeing or not interested in seeing? Did you like it? Did you hate it? I want to know your thoughts on it as well. I was looking forward to this movie. I think the trailers were very good in that they didn't give away a lot of what happened. This movie reminded me a little bit of the movie Barbarian, if you've ever seen Barbarian, in that trailer couldn't quite set you up for exactly what happens in the movie. This one was kind of similar in that way. I mean, they give you a little bit more, but so I was looking forward to it. I was like, this looks intriguing. I'm interested. It's a religious horror movie. The basic premise is that you have our two lead characters. They are played by Sophie Thatcher, I think her name is, and Chloe East. They're the two main characters. They are part of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, or Mormons, and they basically go to this person's house. He's played by Hugh Grant because he said he wanted to find out more about their church, and then things happen while they're there. This is going to be spoiler-free, but I wish there were certain things I could talk about. I don't want to spoil anything. All I'll say is, this movie, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I think the script was fantastic. The writing, the dialogue, it presents a lot of interesting arguments on both sides, which I liked. Like, as far as if you are religious, if you are not religious, but more so between the characters. I think they were smart. The writers were smart to not go too over the top with it. It fits the characters in the movie, what they're saying and what they're doing, and I really enjoyed that. Also, I thought the acting in this was Hugh Grant. I remember Hugh Grant growing up. He was in all these rom-coms, and he's like the charming British guy, and I guess he kind of still is, but he's been knocking it out of the park the last few years. Like The Gentleman, I loved him in that, and it's kind of off his normal, what he was known for. This is no different. This is not what you would kind of picture Hugh Grant doing, from his heyday. And I loved it. I thought he was fantastic. He's charming. He's still charming. He's also the main antagonist of the movie, and I think he does a great job in that role as well. Our two lead characters both did a fantastic job. They played their roles very different. They're two very different characters, and I really appreciated each one of them. I liked them both. I was in it. There's definitely some twists and turns throughout the movie. Certain things happen that I didn't really see coming, and maybe that's why I love the movie so much, because it was not overly predictable. And my one negative would be, in that same vein, there is a point where some stuff happens in the third act that is a little more generic, tropey, horror trope type stuff. So that's the only negative I have. If they didn't include that stuff, which I can't really say because I don't want to do spoilers, I think it would have been a perfect film for me. I thought everything else about it was great. The set design is great. I love the way the movie looks. And the weird thing is, this directed by I can't remember their Beck and something. I don't remember their names right now. Don't kill me, please. They wrote and directed that movie 65, the dinosaur movie with Adam Driver, which I didn't like. But they also wrote A Quiet Place, the first one and the second one. So they have some talent here. This was their second movie that they directed together, I believe. And wow, this is exponentially better than 65. This, I wish this was their first movie instead of their second movie. But you know what? Hey, it shows that the first one, even though I didn't really love it, this time I did. And now I'm really looking forward to seeing what else these guys come up with. I thought this movie was great. And lately, I feel like Neon, the studio Neon, has kind of been taking the thunder from A24 in any genre, really, but especially with the horror movies. This is a great return for them, for A24 as a studio, in my opinion. I thought this was fantastic. I did have a minor gripe, so my score is actually going to be a 9.5 out of 10. I took off half a point for that. Other than that, fantastic film. Go see it. My theater was relatively full, so I love that. Definitely check it out. It's a horror movie. It's not super scary. So if you're worried about that, it's not. There's a couple of suspenseful scenes, and it's more creepy and foreboding than like jump scares or anything like that. So anyway, 9.5 out of 10 for me. I will be back next week with another Out of the Theater review. And until then, take it easy.